Hi, my name is Elaine from Elaine Robinson Yoga, and thanks for joining me today. So I'd like us to start by coming to a comfortable seated position on the floor. Just get yourself together, nice and comfortable. I'm just going to start with a shoulder roll to make sure that we have our shoulders down away from our ears, shoulder blades slightly pinched together, nice straight back. Imagine that thread of gold coming up through your head all the way from your sacrum. And we're just going to start to concentrate on our breathing here. Start to elongate the breath in and out. And breathe in through the nose and out through the nose here, and try and maintain that sort of breathing throughout the practice. So as you breathe in, really fill up that belly and up through the diaphragm to the chest. And just imagine your heart opening just a little each time you inhale. And as you exhale, really pull that belly button back towards the spine. Make it a very conscious effort to push all the air out. Inhale up through the diaphragm, exhale, belly button back towards the spine. Making sure your face is nice and relaxed, tongue's away from the top of your mouth, no frowning. It's not good for anyone. And from here, we're going to take some arm stretches. So again, nice straight alignment, arms raised up overhead on an inhale. Clasp those hands together and push the palms up. This time really push your shoulders up towards your ears. Get a nice stretch inside of the arms and armpits there. A couple of deep breaths here. Then arms down towards the front, and we'll repeat that move. Hands clasped, palms outwards. And we'll just take a sort of seated cat position here. A couple of deep breaths here, pushing way out in front of you with your hands. Release the hands, clasp them behind you in the normal manner, so don't worry about pushing palms outwards. And just start to bend forward over your legs as far down as you can go. If you can get your knees to your head to your knees, that's great. And just really stretch out and try and push your arms up towards the ceiling at the same time. And come back up to centre. And then we're going to take some shoulder rolls. Nice big deep shoulder rolls, really squeeze those shoulder blades together. And then come to seated again, nice and comfy on the floor, and inhale the arms up overhead. I'm going to take some side stretches, so left hand on the floor, right arm overhead, really stretch through those fingertips. Inhale up and exhale over to the left hand side. Okay, really stretch through those fingertips. Inhale up overhead and exhale over to the right, and keep that right hip pushed down to the floor. Inhale up overhead. And again over to the left hand side, reaching through those hands. Inhale up overhead and exhale over to the side. Inhale up overhead, hands back down to centre. So from here, we're going to go into tabletop. As ever, you just keep an eye on your alignment, make sure that you've got your arms stacked directly under your shoulders, so wrists and elbows under the shoulder, knees directly under hips, and knees hip distance apart. So from here we're going to cow. Nice exhale, round those shoulders down into cat. Inhale up to cow, and exhale, round down. Really open those shoulder blades. Exhale up into cow. We squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And then back to centre. Or maybe just another couple of cats and cows. And then we'll do some nice hip rolls, really get those joints moving. Excuse me. Move the hips whichever which way you want. Take a sit back, lean forward. Just really warming up the back in every possible direction. Up, down, side to side, round and round. And then we're going to come into child's pose. Let's take a nice relaxed child's pose here. And just take a moment just to be. Be here on the mat in this present moment. And inhale deeply. And exhale. Each time really filling up that belly. And then coming forward, we're going to come into puppy pose. So walk your hands forward on the mat, sink down onto the mat. And if you can, try and aim to have your chin on the mat. If that's too much, put your forehead on the mat, as in child's pose. Really try and keep your chin there. It's a real throat opener, a real heart opening pose, this one here, puppy pose. Also known as heart melting pose. And then from here, come back up and we're just going to thread the needle, thread that left arm under the space created by the right arm there. Shoulders, head and neck relaxed onto the mat, make sure there's no tension whatsoever in the neck here. And take a few deep breaths here. Okay, always the belly breathing. And then start to move your right hand back to where it needs to be. Push yourself up to tabletop. And then we'll thread the needle to the right hand side. So right arm under left. Again, head, shoulder and neck nice and relaxed on the mat. And breathe. If you're feeling adventurous, you can always put your left leg out just to change your centre of balance, centre of gravity. Replace that knee, move the hand back to support you as you come up out of thread the needle and back to tabletop. So from here we're going to go into a downward dog, so make sure you're towards the front of your mat, tuck those toes, lift the knees gently off the mat just a few centimetres and hover, not for very long, there we go, push back into downward facing dog. So pedal those legs out, remember it's not important that you have your legs straight, it's far more important that you focus on aligning your body nice and straight, head nice and loose so you can shake yes and no. And take some really deep bends in the leg there, some ski bends. Any kind of movement that you feel called to make, pedal it out. And from here we're going to make our way to the top of the mat, walk our feet to our hands, and just come into a little forward fold there. Again, not looking to change the world with this one, just have a gentle forward fold, pedal the legs out. And slowly, slowly come up to standing. Make sure you're taking enough oxygen in on the way up. And here we're coming into Tadasana, mountain pose. Okay, it doesn't look much, but it needs to be a nice active pose. So remember, feet hip width apart. Engage those legs. Nice tall stance. Arms to the side with palms facing forward. But very active. You should be able to feel your muscles engaged. Engage that core. Might help just to tuck your pelvic bone in here. Just stand and just breathe. Maybe close your eyes. Inhale up, the arms overhead, swan dive down into a forward fold. So again, just pedal those legs, signal to the body that we're starting to stretch them out. Doesn't matter if your hands aren't on the floor here, you can put them on your shins or just let them dangle. But always working towards the direction of straight legs. And from here we're going to take a couple of side twists. We're going to take our left hand to our right ankle, our right hand to our left ankle and twist round. As you can see, I don't have straight legs, but I'm certainly working towards it. And then we'll swap sides, hands to centre, then right hand to left ankle, left arm behind the left leg and onto the right ankle, and then back to centre. Maybe grab hold of your big toes with your peace fingers and pull your arms out and see if you can just deepen that forward fold a little. Then from here, I'd like you to take a really deep bend in your legs, chest to knees, hands flat on the floor, and we're going to step or walk back into a high plank. Make sure you've got your bottom nice and down. Just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, maybe a couple more seconds. And knees down. Well done, ladies. So from here, we're going to go into seated position. And we're just going to do a little Dandasana. So seated staff pose. Okay, another active pose, doesn't look much, but make sure your legs are engaged, kneecaps are solid, that your heels are off the floor. You've got a nice straight torso. If you want to do it against a wall, you can. I know some of you find it easier to do that, but make sure it's very active. 10 seconds only, and that's beginning to get me. Make sure your core is engaged as well, or remind yourself to engage the core. I think I'm just trying to distract myself as much as anything, but keep going, keep breathing, core engaged, leg muscles engaged, and there we go. That's 30 seconds done there. Well done. And just as a little counterbalance, just going to bound angle pose, so put your soles of the feet together and just bend over them gently. If you want to put your elbows into your knees and push those open at the same time, feel free. So we're going to take some seated spinal twists. So bring your left leg over your right leg. Take your right arm and tuck it around your left knee. Put your left arm out behind you and use that to push you nice and tall. And inhale on the exhale, twist. So inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, twist. One more time. And then come back to centre. Then right leg over left. Then left arm around your right knee. Use your right arm to push you up as an inhale, lengthen, exhale and twist. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. One more time. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. And then come back to centre. Then we're going to go from here onto our backs. I'm just going to windscreen wipe out the legs. So knees bent, feet flat on the floor, and just drop the legs from one side to the other at your own pace. Just gently opening out the back again. And from here we're going to go into a reclined pigeon. So bring your left foot up and put your ankle across your right knee. We're going to do some pushing of the hand to knee, knee to hand, and release. And then again, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Last time, push, 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 hand to knee, knee to hand, really push both together and release. Then take your right hand across your body to your left knee, and we'll repeat that on the other side. So push, 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 and release. And again, push, engage the glutes, and release. From here, we're going to do reclined pigeon. Excuse me. Reach through and grasp your right thigh above the knee and pull it towards you. And breathe. And then release that foot to the floor, drop it all the way down, and just see if your left hip flexors are feeling nice and loose. Then we're going to repeat that to the other side, but before we do, we'll just check out how the hip flex is feeling. So left foot up, excuse me. And push that hand into the knee, push, 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 and release. So again, hand to knee, knee to hand, push, 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 hard as you can, and release. One more time, push, 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 really squeeze that glute, and release. And then we'll take the left hand across to the right knee and do the same. So push, 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 hand to knee, really push, and release. And again, push, engage those glutes, and release. And last time, push, 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 hand to knee, knee to hand, hard as you can, and release. So Again, just drop the legs down and just see how much looser that hip flexor feels. So then we're going to get our straps and do our leg stretches. Straps, belts, dressing gown belt, whatever you've got to hand. Wrap it around your left foot. We'll do the first of 3 stretches, so legs straight up in the air or as close to straight as you can get it, and pull that foot towards your head, to the wall behind you. Should feel a nice stretch down the hamstrings there. If you want to deepen that stretch, always do it on an exhale. So always inhale, and on the exhale is when you want to deepen that stretch. You can see I tend to do quite an active movement here. And then move it out to the open side, so left leg to the left side. Again, it's not about how far you can get to the floor, but about the stretching that you're feeling. So again, you want to get your hamstrings and your hip flexors starting to come into it here, but be pulling your leg towards the wall behind you rather than down to letting it drop to the floor. Slow and controlled is always better. Keep breathing through these exercises. And bring your leg up to centre. Drop your right leg to the floor and bring your left leg over to the right hand side. Again, not about coming all the way down to the floor, rather feeling the stretch as soon as you can. I can't get very far over. So again, working that leg in the direction of straight and pulling your foot towards the wall behind you rather than down towards the ground. And that should feel a bit icky in your glutes, maybe up to the outside of your thigh as well. And then bring that back to centre, bring your right leg up, swap sides. And again, we'll just repeat that on the right hand side. A nice straight stretch, or as close to straight as you can get it, always working towards straight. Again, feeling that stretch in the glutes and the hamstrings. Breathing into the moves as you make them. Always breathing into the moves. And then we'll drop that leg out to the open side. And again, you're working towards straight and trying to pull the foot towards the wall behind you. You see my leg isn't straight there, but it's just about adjusting where you are and feeling the stretch that you need to feel. It's meant to be uncomfortable but not painful. If you're not feeling anything, you're either very relaxed, very loose muscles, or you're perhaps not quite in the right place. Send back to centre, drop that left leg to the floor and over to the right hand side. I can't go very far at all on this side. I can feel that stretch almost immediately through the glutes and up the back of the leg and the hamstrings. But even so, I'll keep trying on the exhales to move that foot towards the wall behind me. And then release your legs, get rid of the strap, and just pull your knees into your chest. It's more important to keep your sacrum on the floor than pulling your knees really close to your chest. Then just circle your knees apart and then back the other way. Then pull your left knee into your chest, drop your right knee to the floor. You should feel something at the back of your hamstring, back of your thigh, and then just pull it to the outside towards your armpit. And if you can't feel any stretching again, if you're very loose, just be happy in the knowledge that you are actually massaging your intestines doing this. So we've changed legs, pull your right knee into your chest, and then again just try and drop it to the outside towards your shoulder or armpit, just to massage the outside. And then put your arms out into T shape and put both knees over to the left hand side for a supine spinal twist. And look over your right shoulder. And breathe again, breathe nice and deep. Release that spine out. And then we'll come back to centre and over to the right hand side with the legs, and then turn your head to look over your left shoulder. If you want to deepen the stretch by holding your knees down with your right hand, feel free. If not, that's absolutely fine. And then back to centre. And then from here into Shavasana. So just find a nice comfortable position. You can put your legs into frog legs if you want, or just stay in traditional Shavasana. Arms down by the side, palms facing upwards, feet falling out. And again, take a moment just to be here. Take a moment to thank yourself for making the effort to come to the mat today. 20 minutes of stretching every other day is better than so many other forms of exercise for the body. And try and maintain a little bit of the deep breathing. If you can have a longer exhale than inhale, it really does help to slow down the parasympathetic nervous system, reduce the feelings of stress, and make you more relaxed. And just take this time to enjoy all the work that you've done. Let the effects integrate into the body. Close your eyes if you haven't already. Try and stay alert and mentally awake, but really make an effort to relax that body. And just gently start to make your way onto your side. Bring a little movement back. Or if you want to stay in Shavasana for longer, I'd highly recommend it. But if not, start to make your way to seated. I'd just like to thank you all very much for joining me on the mat today. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm looking very much forward to seeing you all again when I get back from my break. So thank you. Namaste.